Hey Sterling, get to know your new Joanne. Not sure how to make it? We got this. Can't find what you need? We got this. Find a better price? We got this. From the services we offer to learning something new to discovering handmade happiness in our aisles of smiles at just the right price. Our promise to you is this. We got this because we believe creativity should be uncomplicated. Don't wait. Get to know your new Joanne. Now open in Sugarland Crossing.
The gathering itself, an extremist act. We will talk to an expert on that at 7:10. On Wall Street, the Dow down 292 today. The NASDAQ lost 68. S&P down 26. And the Nats are at home tonight against Miami. It's 7 o'clock.
California governor's fate at stake.
This is a life and death decision.
More grilling over the Afghanistan withdrawal.
I think we need to look back at all of this.
Civilian spaceflight close to blastoff.
We understand, the significance of this mission.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper in Chicago. Will California Governor Gavin Newsom lose his job? Voters are casting their ballots in the state's recall election. The Democratic governor has come under fire from residents who say he handled the pandemic poorly.
Public health, the public safety, our well-being is on the ballot.
This is Steve Futterman in Los Angeles. Voters who have not already taken part in mail-in voting or early voting have been flocking to the polls today. These voters against the recall, but not very fervent in their positions.
I'm hoping he doesn't get removed, but I understand people why they're upset.
I don't like the other options. I also don't like Gavin Newsom, so I'd rather wait till the proper election time.
Voters are being asked two questions. First, should Gavin Newsom be recalled as governor? Then, if he's removed, who should replace him? The leading candidate among the possible replacements is conservative radio talk show host Larry Elder.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken was back before Congress today answering questions about the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Based on what we were looking at real time, we did not see this collapse in a matter of 11 days. But it is important that we go back and look at all of this.
The top two members of the Senate committee, one Democrat, the other Republican, assailed the withdrawal as a failure in their opening remarks. Tropical storm Nicholas slowed to a crawl near Houston after making landfall as a Cat 1 hurricane overnight. CBS's Jason Allen in Texas.
Forecasters say there is the potential for even more flooding because Nicholas is slowing and could stall at some point. Houston's mayor says the city should be back to normal by tomorrow.
This storm could have been a lot worse for the city of Houston. I think we fared fairly well. The good news is that there were no injuries reported and there were no fatalities.
The storm is now headed for Louisiana, where thousands are still struggling to recover from Hurricane Ida. The governor has already declared a state of emergency as storm-weary residents prepare once again.
President Biden, after touring a renewable energy lab outside Denver, speaks about the importance of clean energy and the need to fight climate change, which he says is linked to extreme weather.
It's going to break the record this year. It's going to be well over $100 billion.
Boeing said, despite the pandemic's damage to air travel, Boeing says it expects the aerospace market to be worth $9 trillion over the next decade. On Wall Street today, U.S. stocks couldn't hold on to an early gain. The Dow closed down 292 points. The NASDAQ ended down 68 points. Now this.
Discover the heart of America with American Queen Steamboat Company's authentic paddle wheel riverboats. They offer all-inclusive journeys on the mighty rivers of the U.S. Visit AQSC.com.
7:03 on Tuesday evening, September 14th, 2021. 84 in Gaithersburg and down to the 60s in a few places late tonight. Good evening. I'm Dimitri Sotis.
And I'm Ken Duffy.
Breaking news on WTOP.
Well, a young girl is dead after a fire broke out at a home in Northwest D.C. this afternoon. As to what caused it, D.C. Fire says it's still early on in the investigation.
Firefighters were able to put the fire out in minutes, but it was too late.
I'm sad to announce that a 7-year-old girl has passed away.
Fire Chief John Donnelly says the fire started around 3 p.m. on the second floor of a row house on Quebec Place in the Parkview neighborhood.
When they arrived on the scene 4 minutes later, they found fire showing from the second floor windows. They initiated a rapid attack on the fire with hose lines while other crews went inside.
They found the girl and gave her first aid. She was rushed to a hospital and died there of her injuries. The rest of the family was able to make it out to safety. Donnelly says the fire didn't spread to neighboring homes. Shayna Stulin, WTOP News.
The Loudoun County School Board is meeting tonight to outline the free speech rights of teachers and staff. This comes after a Virginia Supreme Court decision that says the board was wrong for suspending a teacher over his public comments regarding transgender students. WTOP's Dick Giuliano explains.
The controversy grew over the school system's policy requiring teachers and staff to use a student's preferred gender pronoun. Phys ed teacher Tanner Cross was suspended when he publicly opposed the policy. The state's highest court ruled in the teacher's favor and reinstated him. The school board is now expected to vote on a policy that says employees have First Amendment rights to protected speech in their free time, and employees are expected to support school system equity and non-discrimination practices. In Ashburn, Dick Giuliano, WTOP News.
7:05, hundreds of students in Montgomery County have been quarantined because of potential COVID exposure. And after numerous parental complaints, school officials say a new policy and more COVID testing should cut down on quarantining.
The school system started the year saying that any student in close contact with someone displaying a COVID symptom had to quarantine. Now they're saying that symptomatic kids will need to test positive to send close contacts home.
And with parental consent, will be given a rapid antigen test. If the test results are negative, close contacts of the symptomatic individual may remain in school.
Heather Dublinsky with Montgomery County Public Schools says if the student tests positive, then all close contacts would be sent home to quarantine for 10 days. Jimmy DeAndrea with MCPS.
One school yesterday had 6 students show symptoms and all of the tests were negative. This prevented more than 100 students from needing to quarantine.
Luke Lukert, WTOP News.
Meantime, all Maryland public school students now have to mask up in class. A committee of state lawmakers voted 10-7 today to implement a statewide mask mandate in public schools. Only Carroll and Somerset counties did not already require masks in school. State Delegate Susan McComas says they have a right to that choice.
I think local control is much better than a statewide mandate. The locals have a better sense of what's happening in their jurisdiction and in their schools.
But committee chair and state delegate Sandy Rosenberg says the state has the last word on education policy.
It is our obligation as legislators to provide the appropriate guardrails when necessary.
The Board of Education approved the statewide mask mandate for schools last month, but the emergency action still needed the committee's okay.
More than 18,000 public school students are expected to be enrolled this school year in Virtual Virginia. It's a state-sponsored virtual education program for students in all grades that Virginia school districts can use if they've already filled their own online programs. The Richmond Times-Dispatch reports the number of students expected to be enrolled in the program full-time this year is about 7,600. That's up from a little over 400 just 2 years ago.
Coming up on WTOP, the region prepares for this rally coming up on Saturday in support of those who stormed the Capitol January 6th. An expert on extremism will be with us right after traffic and weather. 7:07.
The federal fiscal year end is fast approaching. DLT Solutions has everything your organization needs to maximize its IT capabilities and finish your race strong. Migrate to the AWS cloud to drive your mission and modernize your infrastructure. Innovation is challenging to tackle alone. DLT provides your organization with the training, tools.
Hey Sterling, get to know your new Joanne. Not sure how to make it? We got this. Can't find what you need? We got this. Find a better price? We got this. From the services we offer to learning something new to discovering handmade happiness in our aisles of smiles at just the right price. Our promise to you is this. We got this because we believe creativity should be uncomplicated. Don't wait. Get to know your new Joanne, now open in Sugarland Crossing.
Okay, guys, we gotta put our trays up for takeoff.
Where's Dad?
Oh, he's in the back. We could only get 3 seats together.
Daddy has my pillow.
Okay, well, we'll get it later. Can you not put your feet up, please?
Why aren't we going?
I'm not sure, honey. We must be in line for takeoff.
Like security?
Well, that was a different line.
I have to go.
We just sat down.
But I have to go.
The seatbelt sign's on.
Why aren't we moving?
Hey, no kicking.
We're just 15th in line for takeoff.
Son of a...
Don't go there. Go on a real vacation. Go RVing.